Good Friday morning, my friends. TGIF, welcome to the weekend. And for my Canadian friends, welcome to the long weekend. I'm not sure if you have a long weekend this weekend. If you don't, I'm sure one's coming up quickly. And I really hope that people are being able to survive the heat wave. A lot of North America, Europe, actually most of the Northern Hemisphere seems to be baking right now. Although I did hear from an Australian client that it's not so nice there as they're in the middle of winter. However, soon enough, the Earth's gonna flip and we're gonna be in the prospective summer-winter situation. Today, though, I want to look at next week. I like on the Friday to give you guys a couple of days to kind of shift gears and look at what you were able to accomplish this week and what you want to accomplish next week as we step into August. I know it's crazy already. I would recommend looking back at what you accomplished in July and then, of course, planning forward. What do you want to accomplish in August? When we start to write down and set out those intentions, set out those goals, we have a better ability to keep ourselves focused. All right, I wanted to do that. I should maybe make sure that I've got some extra time this week and plan it in. Because there's always something to binge on Netflix. The heat, we're not sleeping so well. We're being reactive to other people who are a little bit grumpy because they're not sleeping so well. So making sure we have that intention. It really goes a long way in getting stuff done. So let's look at next week. What can you expect as we start to, cascade into August? So the decks I've chosen for this, this is the Wisdom Oracle, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. It's a fantastic deck. I love the colors and the very direct reading it gives me. And here, this is the Wizard's Tarot. This one's done by Barbara Moore. There are a number of Wizard's Tarots, so do be careful. You want it in this pretty box. Barbara Moore has done a number of decks, including the Hidden Realm Tarot, which I love as well. This gives a different art feel than what the Hidden Tarot does. I love it. I love both decks. So let's get into July 31st to August 6th. What can my friends expect from that week? So I should say that week, next week, I will be away. I am going to an event. There's a live event in a small place in Alberta called Lethbridge. So if you're from Lethbridge, I'm going to be headed there, guys. On Saturday, there's going to be a live event that I'm attending. So I won't be doing my lives next week. I will just be pre-recording all the information for you so you don't miss out. And next week, there's actually a lot going on. And it's a good week for you guys. We're kicking things off with the Lovers. So, of course, this is the 6th card in the Major Arcana. And we're looking at that connection, that communication, that cooperation. So, for my friends who are in a relationship, please do not neglect that relationship this week. Like I said, setting those intentions, planning things out a little bit, give some time for that relationship. It will go a long way in fueling you and them. Additionally, please be mindful that the heat, the summer, it impacts our sleep. It's light a lot earlier, so that means that things like birds wake us up, the heat, air conditioning. There's a lot of factors that kick on and start to impact our sleep. Not to mention the heat in itself, it kind of just zaps our energy. It kind of fries us out, if you will. So please be mindful and be appreciative and kind to your partner and those around you. That's for everybody. That tolerance will go a long way in supporting you in minimizing some of the pain, some of the frustration, because when we react to them being grumpy or their frustration, you just compound the situation for both you and them. For my friends who are not in a relationship, this is a fantastic week to let your light shine and show how fantastic you are. And you can do that by emotional control, because again, that lack of sleep, the heat, that energy zap, a lot of people are going to be on an emotional roller coaster. So if you take control and have that control of your emotion, your energetical signature is just going to pop. You're going to be that beacon, that lighthouse in the dark. Know, though, that it's going to take some time and patience for you to do that. So making sure that you're thinking ahead, knowing that you're grounded and stable, that you're using your tools, that you're staying in your frontal cortex so that you're thinking things through rather than reacting. Your soulmates, your twin flame, they're looking for your energetical signature. So this week you can pop it. It's really up to you, and it's going to take some work. So the more work you put in, and it does not mean going out and spamming sites. It means working on you so your energetical signature sings. They will find you. I know that it can be hard because you're like, but I want it now. We're not a good species for delayed gratification. We want things right here, right now. Know, though, if your twin flame, your soulmates are not in a space that is good for you, they will not find you. Additionally, your high vibrational support team will kind of shadow you and hide you a bit, because if they're not ready for you, if their energies are too low and they're going to be toxic to you, your high vibrational support team will do their best to minimize that kind of connection at that time. So make sure that you are doing the best for you. Know that they will find you and you will find them at that divine time, which sucks because a lot of times it's not as fast as we want. Oh yeah. The 7 of Wands. Okay, so 7s, they are a lucky number. With work, like I said, you will succeed, especially when we have that passion, that solar plexus fire burning hot and bright. Not only will that help with really projecting our energetical signature, it will help strengthen any current relationships we're in, including the relationship with self. Now, if you don't do a lot of work with your solar plexus, don't worry. I got you covered. Next week on Wednesday, I will be publishing my Healing 101 Solar Plexus edition. In July here, I did a sacral edition. And back in June, I started it off with the root. So we're slowly going through the different chakras and how you can work with them, strengthening them and making you feel better. So you have that coming forward on Wednesday. Like I said, there are a number of things happening next week. You don't want to miss any of it. So that inner fire, that passion will help. Not only will it help with that existing relationship, but it will help with my friends who may be looking for a relationship as that energetical self starts to just go boom. You become that light in the darkness. So let's get into this a little bit more and see how it unfolds throughout the week. What can my friends expect from the beginning of the week? And to help you guys off with the beginning of the week, I have a healing that I'm bringing out on Tuesday, and it's an abundance healing. So a nice, oh, no. I ask you keep it on the table. Where'd it go? There we go. Oh, well, that's a nice card to have flip over. Apparently lots happening at the beginning of the week. So we have that abundance healing that's going to be posted in on Tuesday. It's going to help you make sure that you have that very positive, abundant energy in the beginning of the week. So if you're new to my channel, know that I give you the guidance, but I also give you guys the supports and tools you need to get what you want done. That's why I have teachings, I've got healings, I've got meditations. There's lots of stuff on this channel. Oh, I should actually we'll start with this guy. So he came up face up. This is the devil. This is your ego. He wants to kind of minimize the ability for you to connect in with that abundance, that movement forward, really strengthening your relationships and strengthening you. Because, well, the ego, the devil, wants you to stay in your box. The more in your box you are, the safer you'll be. So know that that's going to be an ongoing challenge throughout this week that tries to really minimize what the Lovers and the Seven of Wands will help you achieve this week. Now this is the Page of Pentacles. Do you remember a few minutes ago when I said that the more grounded and stable you are, the more you're going to be able to stay up in your frontal cortex to make those decisions? You're using your intuition, you're using both spheres of your brain, you're really feeling you. It's going to be imperative. It really helps to combat and overwhelm the ego. The one thing low vibration cannot withstand is what's called critical thinking. When you ask the questions, not being critical where you're judging self. This is critical thinking where you're asking questions. You're trying to get a fuller perspective. You can't get a full perspective on low vibration. High vibration, you can see multiple sides to it. Low vibration, it's flat and gross. But don't worry. We've got that holy Ace of Wands, that match to light that darkness. I said that at the beginning of the week, I have that abundance meditation or healing that I'm bringing out. Well, know that that abundance will fuel you. It will ignite that solar plexus. It'll give you that energy, that drive to push forward, because you can be like, you know what? That's what I want. That abundant aspect, I want that to grow. That's going to give you that fuel. It really starts to minimize how much your ego can say, yeah, but, well, frankly, we suck, that we can't do that. It's scary. There's lots of trauma around it. We start to burn that away. We burn it away through being grounded and stable. We're staying in that frontal cortex. We're using that passion, that creativity, that inner fire to overwhelm it and get what we want rather than what our ego wants. The Two of Pentacles. Quintessential balance and stability card. Really reminding you of that need to stay grounded and to stay balanced. Like I said, I've got lots and lots of tools on this channel. I've got 3 meditative playlists. All my meditations, whether they say grounded in the title or not, have a grounding element. Now, don't worry. All my stuff is guided and supported. So I'm not just giving you plinky music and saying, let's sit here and breathe for 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going to guide you on a healing, a meditation, or a what have you, where you're going to feel better. You're going to feel more in control of you. What's going to help? So I have them that range in time frames. If you have meditations you like to do, don't forget them. The more balanced and stable we are, the stronger we're going to be this week. Especially at the beginning of the week, as you're going to feel that pain and that fear that our ego is going to flood us with to keep us in our box. So I'm big on the hidden messages that the high vibrational beings like to, send us. And we have one. We brought the Ace and then the 2, the 1 and the 2. Reminding us, guys, this is not a leap of faith that we're looking at. We're looking at building off of things that relationships, self, aspects that are going well in our life. We're not trying to recreate the wheel here. We're building off of what's already existing that is going well so that we can see it flourish. So it's a slow and steady growth and shift. That's why I said that delayed gratification, it sucks. However, at the same time, it's stable. You feel strong and your ego has less wiggle room. So take it slow and steady. I know it can be a real bear, but you can do it. I know you can. And when you do, and this is the interesting part. This is why I suggest to people to reflect at the end of each month on what they've accomplished. Because when you start to reflect on, say, the last month, the last 6 months, the last year, you start to see small shifts. You can say, oh, you know what? I'm doing more for me now. I'm doing a little bit more meditation. I'm doing some reflection work. I'm starting to work with my guides and my guardians and my high vibrational support team. I'm learning. Those small steps go a long way because as you continue to do things slow and steady, you're not bombarding yourself with lots of extra. You start to see that shift naturally occur. And then you also have the high vibrational beings supporting you and having things slide into place so that you all of a sudden you're a little bit further than you once were because things are going right. You don't feel so heavy physically. Emotionally, you feel stronger. That sad and fear don't overwhelm you as much. And spiritually, you feel more connected and guided. So it's a win-win situation. So know that these little baby steps do add up. All right, let's get into the middle of the week. What can my friends expect from the middle of the week? Like I said, I'm going to have that Healing 101 Solar Plexus edition be posted on Wednesday, which will be fantastic. So if you're new to working with your solar plexus or you want a little bit more information, so I think under 15 minutes. I try and keep them brief so it's not so overwhelming. And then next week you will get a healing on your solar plexus. Yes. The 10 of Cups. This is one of the family cards. And this is just not your physical family. There's another family card. It's the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Cups talks about family. And it's not, like I said, just the physical family. So not just your birth family or your adoptive family. But it can also be friends and family, or friends that have become family. They're going to be important too. Like I said earlier, that relationship, whether it be just with that specific partner or someone you're hoping to have a relationship with, but those important people in our lives, relationships in general are going to be supportive for you this week, as you are going to support them. Additionally, this connects into those who want to work with their astral family. Yes, we have that. Astral family members are people that we are spiritually connected to on an energetical level. They have a tendency to follow in our same birth family, or they do come in a lot of times as those special friends, and they are our guides. They can really support us, on both levels. So know that you have that ability to work with your astral family. If you don't know where to start, I believe it was back in 2021, been even 2020, I did a meditation with Archangel Mariel, where we connected in with a tool that was going to support you right here and right now, and help you connect into an astral family member for some guidance. Fantastic tool to start that ball rolling. That meditation is going to be in my Archangel playlist, so you can go there and check it out. So that family, that relationship is going to be supportive. Not only are they going to give you a little bit more added, support and, nurturing, as we're dealing with some of the sad and the fear that your ego is going to bring, which is going to build you up. And that's going to be an important part. Know, though, that you can and will attract those family members that are going to run you down, call you names, and really make you feel gross if you are in that state. Be mindful of who you're connecting in with. We all have family members and some of our friend circle that are toxic and heavy. They're not the ones you want to connect in with. You may even want to, as we're looking at next week, we have a couple of days, connect in with those positive family members, those positive friends, and see what they're doing later in the week. Maybe go for a coffee, go for a walk. Do something with them so that you can rejuvenate them as they rejuvenate you. Yes. The High Priestess. Second card in the Major Arcana. Again, we have that balance. We have the white pillar with the black pillar. That balance is going to be essential this week. What more, this card talks about, of course, that intuitive energy. We all are intuitive and empathic. Some of us have worked with our skills a little bit more, so we're more comfortable with them. The more you work with them, well, of course, the more you're going to be comfortable with them. So that intuitive energy is going to be helpful. And it can feel really daunting when people are like, yeah, so you're empathic, you're intuitive. What do you do with that information? How do you connect in with it? The best way I can say, and the easiest way, is get creative, get fun. So whatever your creative vice is, and no, it does not mean arts and crafts. It can be, but it does not necessarily have to be. Whatever you do to express you and your heart center, that's creativity. Take some time, connect in with it. Middle of the week, 2 thumbs up on trying to schedule in a little bit of creative time. This does not need to be overwhelming or a large piece. Give yourself half an hour, whatever you feel comfortable with, so that you're able to get out of your head, because you're not overthinking the problems. You're like, oh, this is creative. I enjoy doing this. And a lot of times we get into that process of how we're expressing ourselves, what we're doing on that physical level. We're not so caught up in that head center. That's when we get those ahas. Other people also can find that in the shower, where they're in the water, they're just letting it flow over them. They're not thinking about the problem. They're just almost in a meditative state. Again, you're getting out of your head. You're getting out of your way. Those are the 2 easiest kind of tips I can give you to getting into that intuitive energy. If you are in the creative energy, I would suggest having a pen and your spiritual binder close at hand. And if you're new, I don't prescribe to the little spiritual books you can buy. Not only are they expensive, they're not very conducive to life. You want to be able to add in pictures. You want to be able to add in whatevers. You want it to be found easily, because small books, they disappear. Binders are really hard to lose. So spiritual binder is my way of doing it. Write it down, whether it be a thought, a number, a symbol. Write it down. It's going to help you, because you're going to remember it. If you're in the shower, you could have a piece of paper and scroll it out. It helps. There's been times I've been in the shower and I've literally wrote it on the side of the glass wall, like on the door. And then as I get out of the shower, I'm like drying off my hands and writing it down real quick, because I've got it right there. I don't forget. Know that your ego will step in, especially this week, to help you forget. That really sucks. It's like when you go up the stairs and you can't remember why you went up the stairs. You get to the top and you're like, what was I supposed to do? And then it'll bother you all day. My suggestion, if you've forgotten it, before you go to bed, ask your support team, your high vibrational support team, to help you remember in the morning. And then have your binder and pen right at your bedside. Of course, another fail-safe for connecting into that intuitive energy and helping with that balance is meditation. But if meditation's not your jam, again, that creativity, that shower and water will help. It'll help you connect into the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the most intuitive card in the deck. Not to mention, she also holds, usually, in this card she's not, but she is the holder of Torah. She has that scroll with her. And a lot of people think it's supposed to say tarot, but it's Torah, T-O-R-A. That is the scroll of the universal knowledge. That wisdom and guidance will come forward, especially if we're feeling stable, we're feeling nurtured, we're caring for self. That's what the middle of the week's going to bring us. No, it's not as easy as I just said it's going to be, because not only are we dealing with the ego coming into play, it was the first card on the table, we're also having this heat wave. That reaction and people's reactions are going to minimize how much we can connect in with that high priestess. No, she is a gatekeeper. The more we connect in with her, we're going to be able to walk with her past these pillars, this gateway, into new opportunities, into new aspects. Okay? And I said, there's messages hidden in plain sight. We now have double twos. When we have that multiple two, the angels are telling you, be mindful of that balance. It's going to be easy to overwhelm self. So when in doubt, give yourself a few minutes to take that breath, to balance out that oxygen, because that is a big balance that will support us and really is a game changer, because we can easily take that control. We can take that deep breath. All right, let's head off to the end of the week. What can my friends expect from the end of the week? Well, the end of the week, like I said, you're going to have the final recorded video. I will be recorded. I'll do my weekly reading and record it for you so that you have the guidance for the week to come. I know I'm going to be away next week, but I'm not going to stop the information and support, because that's not fun for anybody. Yes. Strength. We saw this card in a different format in the angel reading a couple of days ago. Strength talks about that inner light, that inner strength, your abilities, your skills. Now, I have spoken about how that inner energetical signature is going to amplify. You can be that beacon in the darkness, not only for you, but for others. And that's what's really going to happen at the end of the week. You're going to see it pop. So this is where you really want to make sure you're taking that control, because you can either be that beacon or you can crash and burn. We're going to feel those emotions start to really come up. We want to take control of them. We want to be mindful of them. So checking into where you're at. What do you need to do so that you maintain that balance, you maintain that high vibration, and you stay in control of up here? You want to use that critical thinking. Again, not being overcritical, so not being critical of self, but asking questions about what's happening, what you want to accomplish, how you can do that. Remember, we do have the Page of Pentacles, that inquisical energy. It will support us in maintaining up here. When we're up in that frontal cortex, we're able to think things through. The ego, it's at the back of our brain. Well, actually, it sits further down, but that's where our brain goes when we go into autopilot and allow the ego to take over. When we're in that state, we're not in control. We're barely breathing. A lot of times what's happening is we're hyperventilating. We're in the middle of a panic attack, or we're in the middle of a spiraling down emotional breakdown. So no, staying up here will help you overcome that low vibrational energy. When you start to feel those panics, that fear, that pain, that frustration, easy things to do. 1, be mindful of your breath. Because like I said, we almost hyperventilate. We take those very short breaths. We're not giving oxygen to our body, so we can't use up here. We can't think. We can barely stand. So taking longer, more intentional breaths. You don't have to make a big deal out of it, right? you can just take that deeper breath. People will notice. If you're still not feeling in control, if you're in, say, at work or in a public space and you can't get away to take some time for you, what you can do is go to a running sink of water. Most places have potties, right? Go to the bathroom. Run your hands under water. I was going to think twice of it, right? Feel the frustration, the pain, the anger, the whatever be released from you. Water is a natural cleansing energy that will support you, while at the same time taking those deep breaths. Those are two very easy tools that you can incorporate in. They're free, which is helpful. You don't have to add in extra, because a lot of times we're feeling overwhelmed. We don't have time for extra. This is where the strength is really going to come in. You're using tools, using your abilities to get you back on your feet so you can make and create solutions that you hadn't even thought possible, because you're staying up here. And when we stay up here, our frontal cortex, that's our scientific part of our brain that's at the front that does all the problem solving. Funny enough, what else is right here? Your third eye, that intuitive energy. When we're up here, we are really on fire. That's when you see that energy pop. So know that at the end of the week, we're going to have some challenges. Know you have the tools and abilities to overcome it, especially if you know that they're coming up. That's why I like to give you guys a couple of days. You guys can start to plan things out. If you know at the end of the week, there's going to be something trying. Say you're going camping, which is not, say, a trying part, but the preparation, getting everything organized, getting to the campsite and setting up trailer, tent, what have you, can be pretty anxiety-provoking, argumentative, especially if you're with people like your partner, husband, wife, children. Those fights ensue. So making sure you're a couple steps ahead. Have those deep breaths. Keep that in mind. Also, if you're a crystal person, things to help you out. Labradorite. Is this labradorite? It's hard to see on camera, but it has a bit of a ribbing and a shine to it. It's wonderful. It is a guardian. It can help us kind of repel energies. You can also use something like tiger iron. Let's see, what do I have here? Where's my, piece of tiger iron. It's red and black, works with your root chakra to help you stay grounded. Again, that's stability. For relaxing and calm, amethyst. Common one most people have. Purple color stone. Right? You can keep those in your pocket. Keep them with you. Keep that energy with you. Keeping up here, planning ahead will support you to overcome any challenges. And that can happen throughout the week. I just use camping because I know there's a lot of people going camping right now, and there's lots of head butting because people are trying to set up tents, back in trailers, boats. You have it. We want to do things which are important. We also have those challenges that come with them. And with the heat, it's not helping that grr. All right. Let's end off on any final supports and guidance we can give to my friends so that they can get the most out of this week and minimize that devil of theirs. Okay. Rejection. Probably one of our human failings is the fear of being rejected. We would rather protect ourselves than be rejected. We don't want to put ourselves out there. It's one of the reasons why the strength card is so hard, because we kind of want our light to shine, but at the same time, what if people don't like it? And as you get older, the rejection card becomes less of a challenge because you kind of get that weird, this is me and I don't care anymore I'm too old. This is me. So depending on where you are at that spectrum, know that that fear is there. Be gentle with it and take it slow, because we don't want fear to minimize that step forward. So like I said, we want to take it slow and steady. When we have that slow and steady progress, especially with the stability that we're looking at, we don't have fear associated with it. So what will our ego do? It will take any fear it can get to bring you to your knees. So check into it. And what happens if people that are in your friend circle reject who it is you are? Are they truly your friends? Maybe it is about expanding that friend group. Those people who reject us, it can be for a lot of reasons. Know that that can be and is a lot of them rather than a lot of you, especially when you're embracing that inner light, that soul light. There are going to be people who are attracted to us and walk with us for a while, and then we part ways. It can be sad and it can be hard. Know that if that's their part, if they're not going to like that soul light that you want to let shine bright, maybe it is time that you take that step apart. We're not always going to walk with the same people that we were born with. A lot of times that's our family, and that goes into our astral family that I talked about earlier. But know that people, soulmates, they'll come and go. Sometimes we'll walk for a little bit with them and then we just part, never to see again. Other times we cross roads a number of times. Whatever that journey is, know it's not only you. When you're dealing with other people, they have their right of free will. They have their own self, their own problems. We can't own that. We need just to work on ourselves. So be mindful of that rejection and that fear and where it's stemming from. Yes, instinct. Now, both these cards are connected to your crown chakra, which is the top one. It's the one that brings in that universal energy, that guidance and that wisdom. That instinct, that intuition is going to help you this week. Just be mindful that it's not the low vibration trying to kind of fake high vibration. Easiest way to do is to check into it. Like I said earlier, low vibration cannot withstand some critical thinking. The minute you start asking questions, it starts to crumble and you kind of feel like you're talking to a toddler. Yeah, but, yeah, well, that's not going to help, right? So know that that's going to be a part. Trust that inner high vibrational intuition. It will help you. And high vibration, it only looks better and becomes more colorful as you ask questions and as you look from a different perspective. Yes, 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 yes. Growth. This week will bring you that shift, will bring you changes. We have that ability, especially in the middle of the week, to take that rite of passage, to create a new chapter. No, it's not guaranteed. These are opportunities. We have to do the work. We have the 7 of Wands. We can't back down. We can't back down on ourselves. We have to start to work with us and really strengthen those gifts. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope this gives you a little bit of an understanding of what you can expect from the week to come. Now, if you did like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up as it helps people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly, as I've said in this video, there's so many more things coming forward. Lots of healing, meditation, teaching, and guidance. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of it is to subscribe and hit the little red bell. And if you did enjoy this video and want to support me a little bit, I do have a Patreon page. I've provided a link below so you can go check out the extra supports I offer there. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Until tomorrow, my friends. All right, done.